once these people saw all these bad things that Trump has done, they would say, "Oh, okay, enough's enough. We were wrong about this guy because I just lost my job. I'm about to lose my home. All this stuff would have turned me. If Obama did that, I would be like, I'm done. I'm done with you. It ain't working. These dumbasses are burning their hand on the hot stove and they're keeping their hand there. So, like the old thing I talked about earlier, I mean, I could figure that out as a kid. I figured if I can figure out not to touch a hot stove when I get burned, I figured these people could learn not to vote for Trump when they lose everything, but they're not. But in spite of the fact that we have all these jobs lost, the stock market still, in spite of the fact that it crashed, it's still pretty good. It's still pretty high. It's at 23,000. So what is that? That tells me something about the stock market. That was not a good indicator of what the economy's like. If the economy's crashed and the stock market is still looking fairly high, that means that you can't tell what the economy's like by looking at the stock market. Obama was at 4% when it happened. Hit 4% unemployment with a 20,000 stock market level of 20,000. He's got 16% unemployment with a stock level of 23,000. So I've been arguing this for the longest time, is that you just can't use the stock market as an indicator as how well the country's doing. I mean, it's not doing as well as he's claiming. I think Joe Biden pointed this out just recently. I think that's another reason why I started about it. So, okay, he gets it now. When he mentioned that Donald Trump has been using the stock market as a way of measuring how the economy's going, right now it shows that the economy is doing great. It ain't. It's 16%. So I'm like, okay, well, he gets that. That was one of the things that turned me on about Bernie Sanders was when I'm listening to him, I go, oh, he gets it. He gets it. Now I'm looking at Joe Biden, and Joe Biden also said, well, he's never done anything. Now I'm looking at Joe Biden and say, look, he gets it. With this thing, that was the big argument I had with, and some of the people I talked to, I'm like, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You don't know what you're talking about. They're saying, well, Donald Trump had to deal with a pandemic. I said, no, Donald Trump had to deal with an epidemic that turned into a pandemic because he didn't do his job. If he had done what he was supposed to do, the pandemic would not be here and we would not have everybody off their work. This is day number 8 for my COVID-19. I've been positive. I was positive. I was tested positive for COVID-19 8 days ago, and I wouldn't be doing this right now. I'd be at work right now. Let's see, but I can't work now because I'm on quarantine because I've tested positive for a virus that may not kill anybody. My wife could get it. She doesn't have it. My son doesn't have it, thank God. I don't know how I managed that. In spite of the fact that I managed to get this virus, I managed to not give it to them. I don't know how I did that. But if I could be working right now, and everybody else could be working right now, and I'd be spending Mother's Day at my mother's house, and I would be able to take my wife out for Mother's Day, and the business would be thriving. This is all because somebody didn't listen to their scientists, which is just par for the course for this president. He never listens to his scientists. And he never, ever. And because he did that, he focused on one thing. And his other argument is this. He's saying, well, the reason why I didn't catch this was because I was too busy having to battle the Democrats and all this stuff. I'm like, you know what? Obama battled the Republicans all the time. Mitch McConnell said their goal was to make Obama a one-term president. Obama had to battle the Republicans just like the Republicans had to battle the Democrats. Trump had to battle the Democrats. In other words, you were so busy trying to keep your job that you forgot to do your job. And you should do the second one first. And he didn't do that. Now that is why this is going on. He should have paid more attention to his he never listens to his scientists anyway. He doesn't listen to anybody. If they say anything that he don't like, he fires them. That man has fired more people, and he didn't fire them for anything that they did wrong. He fired them for them doing their job. He fired his attorney, his first attorney general. Why? Because she looked at him and said, "Hey, you can't do what you're doing. Legally, you can't do what you're doing." So he fires her. And guess what happens? The judge agreed with her. So he just fires people and his pandemic division, they quit. Something happened that made them all mad and resign. And he never replaced them. Obviously, he placed no importance on them. He obviously warned them about something, and he didn't listen to it. So now we're paying for it because he didn't listen to his scientists. And we don't need a president like that. But I think a lot of people are now starting to look at it and realize, hey, these people aren't going to learn anything. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking, hey, eventually these people will learn their lesson and they'll realize they can't be voting, they can't be doing all this stuff they're doing. Democrats would learn their lesson. Democrats aren't learning their lesson, but heck, we can worry about that one later. That one's secondary. This one's primary. These people who see Donald Trump as innocent of all of this. So, anyway, that's my take on it.